Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, is a very means of quest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtike. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad-Bhagvatam, and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Pankajanaಭಾಯ Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Granth-raj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, text number 51 onwards. So, Narad Muni has shared the story of Hiranyakashipu Nrsimhadev with with Yudhishthir Maharaj, and now it's being discussed. So let's absorb ourselves the study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, text number 51. Sa esha Bhagavan Rajan Vyatadano Vihatam Yashaha Pura Rudrasya Devasya Mayen Ananta Mayina. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. My dear King Yudhishthira, long ago in his history, a demon known as Maya Danav, who was very expert in technical knowledge, reduced the reputation of Lord Shiva. In that situation, Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, saved Lord Shiva. Purport: Lord Shiva is known as Mahadev, the most exalted demigod. Thus, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that although Lord Brahma did not know the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shiva could have known them. This historical incident proves that Lord Shiva derives power from Lord Kṛṣṇa, the Parabrahman. So now, there's a different story being discussed in this chapter, the story of Lord Shiva and this Maya Danav. In the previous verse, we read that it is even great personalities like Lord Shiva and Brahma cannot understand the activities. We discussed briefly the Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Lord Brahma himself got bewildered. So now Narad Muni is sharing this wonderful story, which will continue almost till the end of this chapter. Yudhishthir Maharaj might ask, oh, Brahma may not understand, Krishna, Shiva can understand. To explain this, Narada states this story, that how Lord Shiva even derives this power from Lord Krishna. We discussed the story of Simantadweep also, that how in Satyuga, Lord Shiva was meditating upon the golden form of the Lord Gauranga, and then he gets the mercy, and then Mother Parvati also was meditating, and then she gets the mercy. So often some people have this confusion, who is supreme, Shiva is supreme, Vishnu is supreme, Krishna, but very unequivocally, very clearly the scriptures explain. If one studies with an open mind and with desire to understand the truth, Lord Shiva himself is power seeking shelter of Krishna. In Bhagavatam, his name has come multiple times. We read the story of the Prachetas, they the Rudra Gitas, his interaction with Daksha, and there Lord Shiva is glorified as a great devotee. So, and he is always meditating upon Lord Krishna. So let's see what this story is and how what happened between Mayadanav and Lord Shiva, and how he was helped by Lord Krishna, and which we also have read the story of Bhasmasur, how again Krishna helped Lord Shiva. So let's move on to the next verse. Yes, Raghu Prabhu, would you like to read?
Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna devotees, text 52. Rajo vacha kasmin karmani devasya mayohan jagat isitu yata kapichita kopachita krit Krishna nena katyatam. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, for what reason did the demon Maya Danava vanquish Lord Shiva's reputation? How did Lord Krishna save Lord Shiva and expand his reputation again? Kindly describe these incidents. So I think this is straightforward. So just Maharaj Yudhishthira wants to know how when the demon attacked Lord Shiva, how the Lord Krishna saved him. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This is often seen that Shukdev Goswami or Narad Muni or Maitreya, whoever is speaking, they just speak one shloka and the whole story is complete, kind of, very, very briefly. That Lord Shiva was, had some challenges, and ultimately Lord Krishna had to come and save him, and the story at the end. But the sign of a sincere seeker is, like Yudhishthira Maharaj, as a great disciple, wants to know in great detail. What did this happen? How did this happen? Kindly describe this in more detail. So a devotee always wants to go deeper in hearing about Krishna in his pastimes and the pastimes of his devotees. So that's a great lesson for us, that how we should be always eager and to not just be on the surface, but go in the deeper and understand and absorb better. Okay, any other comments before we move on? And if you would like to read and you have not read for this week, you can kindly, raise your hand and volunteer if you wish to read. These are short verses, so many devotees will get chance to read. Yes, Lakshmi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and all devotees. Text 53. Shri Narada Uvacha. Nirjita Ashura Deva Yude Anena Upabritaha Mayina Parama Acharya Mayam Sharanam Ayuhu. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Narada Muni said, when the demigods, who are always powerful by the mercy of Lord Krishna, fought with the Asuras were defeated, and therefore they took shelter of Maya Danava, the greatest of the demons. Back to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Very, very straightforward. There is no purport to this verse. And Narad Muni now begins to share the story upon the request of Yudhishthira Maharaj, that I want to hear the story in detail. So long, long ago, the story happens, and that's how stories begin with. Once upon a time, way back in the history. These are all historical stories, not some fictional Harry Potter stuff. So the demigods were powerful, the asuras were defeated, and asuras took shelter of Mayadana. Let's see what happens next. Yes, Vipul Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all praise to Srila Prabhupada. 54, 55. Shanirmayo Purusha Tishro Hoimi Rupaya Shi Vibhu Dulakshaya Payo Shamoga Dubitarkayo Puricha Da Tabisti Osura Shena Neo Lokam Strin Shesh Bharam Nripo Smaranto Nashayam Chokru Purva Bhairam Alakshita. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Maya Danav, the great leader of the demons, prepared 3 invisible residences and gave them to the demons. These dwellings resembled airplanes made of gold, silver, and iron, and they contained uncommon paraphernalia. My dear King Yudhishthir, because of these 3 dwellings, the commanders of the demons remained invisible to the demigods. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the demons, remembering their former enmity, began to vanquish the 3 walls, the upper, middle, and the lower planetary systems. So here we see even the Danavas at that time was so advanced, and they can make residences which are invisible even to the demigods. And they took the disadvantage, and definitely they can defeat and vanquish the Danavas everywhere. So it looks like they are better technically at the time than the demigods. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very straightforward. There is no purport. But a great lesson is that the amount of wealth, who amongst us, or even in the richest of the people, are their houses made up of gold and silver? No. Their houses are also made up of wood, brick, stone, maybe a little better stone, maybe a little better quality of granite, maybe a little, some gold polishings, maybe. But their dwellings are not made up of gold, right? So even the demons, Maya Danav, had the dwellings made up of gold. But he used it for the wrong purpose. That's the biggest lesson. It does not matter what one has. It matters what is the consciousness with which one uses that. Whether it is a gold dwelling or whether it's a simple anything. So he used it for a wrong purpose and gave shelter to the demons who were then attacking the demigods, and then they conquered all the planets, and they were basically again became powerful. Let's see what happens next. Yes, Prabhuji, please. Yeah, Prabhuji, you're on mute. Can you please unmute yourself and then?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Okay, thank you. So, who is this Maya Danava? We went through in the first canto, 15th chapter about the Maya Danava. The demon Maya Danava was an inhabitant of the forest Khandava, And when the Khandava forest was set on fire, he asked protection from Arjuna. And the little purport Srila Prabhupada is writing, the demon Mayadana was the inhabitant of forest Khandava. And when Khandava forest was set on the fire, he asked protection from Arjuna. Arjuna saved his life, and as a result of this, the demon felt obliged. It reciprocated by building a wonderful assembly house for the Pandavas, which attracted the extraordinary attention of all the state princes. They felt the supernatural power of the Pandavas, which all them submitted and paid tributes to the emperor. The demons possess wonderful and supernatural powers to create material wonders, but they are always disturbing elements of the society. The modern demons are the harmful material scientists who create some material wonders for disturbance in the society. So this is some kind of just to get the idea who this Maya Danava was, just to get some from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Anyone would like to read the next verse? You can raise your hands, please.
I can read from
Yes, Prabhu.
text 56. Hare Krishna. Tataste seshvara loka upasabdeshwaram nata trahi nastāvakādeva vinashta sri purale. Translation by His Divine Grace, the Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Thereafter, when the demons had begun to destroy the higher planetary systems, the rulers of those planets went to Lord Shiva, fully surrendered unto him, and said, Dear Lord, we demigods living in the three worlds are about to be vanquished. We are your followers. Kindly save us. So again, the Danava from the invisible places trying to attack. So in the higher planetary system, the residents of the higher planetary system rulers, they went to the Lord Shiva and asked Lord Shiva to kindly please help us from those Danavas. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Lord Shiva is often addressed as Jagat Guru. In Canto 4, in the story of Daksha, we read, he is often addressed as Vaishnava Namitha Shambhu, the best amongst the devotees. So, and demigods are also devotees of the Lord. So basically, they are the followers of their Vaishnava Namitha Shambhu, the great Lord Shiva. And they are approaching, we are in difficulty, please help, showing a lesson that how we must always approach our teacher, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, and in any situation. So let's see what Lord Shiva told them, or what happens next when the demigods have approached Lord Shiva and taken his shelter, asking for protection. Any other comments before we move on to the next verse? Would someone like to read, please? 57. Yes, Gopal Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I want to add that if you are using the book, there is a picture of this verse. Okay, it's coming up. Just wanted to let everybody know. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Text 57. Athanugrahaya Bhagavan ma vaishteti suran vivu saram dhanushi sandhaya puresh ashram vyamunchata. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The most powerful and able Lord Shiva reassured them and said, "Do not be afraid." He then fixed his arrows to his bow and released them towards the three residences occupied by the demons. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you so much. When we take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, certainly Lord Shiva is one of them. Do not be afraid. So taking shelter of Krishna is basically, as his Grace Gopeshwar Prabhu said, Guru is a walking Krishna and a talking Krishna. Sakshat Dharitvena Samasta Shastri. He is the Krishna, the representative of Krishna for a disciple. So do not be afraid when one takes shelter of Guru. And then what he did, he released the arrows to destroy the three residences. What were those three residences? The three dwellings resembled airplanes made of gold, silver, and iron. It contained uncommon paraphernalia. So all those were so basically Lord Shiva released his bow, released his arrow towards these three airplanes, which were certainly very uncommon. But a very, very important word here is do not be afraid. Let's see. Ma bhaista. Do not be free from fear. Bhai. Ma bhaya. Ma shuchaha. That's the outcome when one takes shelter of a bona fide spiritual master or the Supreme Lord. Okay, let's continue. There are not much purports in these verses. Let's read the next verse. Yes, Ekant Prabhu, you want to read?
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. Text 58. Tato Agni Varna Ishava Utpetu Surya Mandala Yata Mayukha Sandoha Nadrasyanta Purayataha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. The arrows released by Lord Shiva appeared like fairy beams emanating from the sun globe and covered the three residential airplanes, which could then no longer be seen. Back to you. Thank you. Please explain.
Thank you. It just shows the strength of Lord Shiva, that how his arrows were like fiery beams, just to show the strength and the power of Lord Shiva. He is not an ordinary person. Even in the story of Hiranyakashipu, it's coming to my mind that we specifically read that Hiranyakashipu had conquered everyone, but not Lord Brahma and Shiva. So I remember we read that, because he is not the creation of Lord Brahma. He is not an ordinary person. He is a whole separate category. Shiram Yathadadi Vikara Vishesha Yogar. We have discussed that in the story of the Simantadvip. The Supreme Lord, the Vishnu form in this material world is basically Lord Shiva. Pitaham Asya Jagato, that father, the Bija Pratapita is Supreme Lord Shiva in the material world. So he's not an ordinary person, he's not an ordinary demigod. So it just shows his strength. Let's see what happens next. There's a fight going on between Lord Shiva and Mayadana and other Danavas. Text 59, who would like to read? Yes, Vijaya Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can read. Hare Krishna. 59. तैः स्फुटाः व्यशवः सर्वे निपेतुः स्म पुरोकशः तानानीय महायोगी मयः कुपर क्षिप्त. Translation. Attacked by Lord Shiva golden arrows, all the demonic inhabitants of those three dwelling lost their lives and fell down. Then the great mystic Maya Danav dropped the demons into nectarine well that he had created. Purport. As Asura are generally extremely powerful because of their mystic yogic power. However, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Adhyay 6, Slok 47, Yogi Nam api sarvesham mad मदज्ञेतानान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः. Of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith worship me in transcendental loving service is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. The actual purpose of mystic yoga is to concentrate one's attention fully on the personality of Godhead Krishna and always think of him. Mad gatetva mana. To attain such perfection, one must undergo a certain process. Hatha yoga, and through the yoga system, the practitioner achieves some uncommon mystic power. The Asuras, however, instead of becoming devotees of Krishna, utilize the mystic power of their personal sense gratification. Maya Danav, for example, in mention here is as Mahayogi, a great mystic, but his business was to help the Asuras. Business of the help the Asuras. Nowadays, we are actually seeing that there are some yogis who cater to the sense of materialistic, and there are impostors who advertise themselves as God. Mayadana was such a person, a god among the demons, and he could perform some wonderful feats, one of which is described here. He made a well filled with nectar and dipped the asuras into the nectar well. This is nectar was known uh, Brata Sanyasiyatari, for it could bring a dead body of life. Matara Sajivayatari is also an Ayurvedic preparation. It is kind of liquor that invigorates even a person on the verge of death. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Taji. So Prabhupada is explaining about the demoniac mentality. As Lord Shiva attacked the demons with these golden arrows, and they were falling down. Basically, they were dying. But this demon, Mayadanav, had this special well filled with this Mrita Sanjeev Itari, that special Ayurvedic preparation. And it may seem to us too much, but golden airplane is also too much for our neophyte understanding. But these are not ordinary beings. They have all the siddhis, with all the ashtasiddhis. They can get anything. Hiranyakashipu, imagine how much siddhis, how much mystic powers he had. So it may seem uncomprehendable for our limited knowledge and tiny brain, but these are the words of the Holy Bhagavatam. So Mayadana was is mentioned as Mahayogi, great mystic. But again, he used his mystic powers against the Supreme Lord, against his devotees. Therefore, he is an Asura. Having powers is not bad. Lord Hanuman also had those special powers. And Ravana also had the special powers. Ravana used the powers to destroy or to take away Sita Mata, the energy of the Lord, and tried to enjoy separately. But Hanuman used all his extraordinary powers to bring Mother Sita back to Lord Ram. That's the big difference in the divine and the demonic mentality. Having powers is not bad. Having a home is not bad. Having wealth, having recognition, having some power or opulence or material fame or big post in the government, all these things, they can be used for a right purpose and they can be equally, harming. But we have to always follow in the footsteps of Lord Hanuman. In spite of having all the great strengths and all the great siddhis, mystic powers, he was very, very humble and was very, very eager to serve Lord Ram and Mother Sita and never have the Ravana mentality. Any other comments or questions anyone has? Okay, let's see what happens next when the demons were dipped in that water. Let's see what that effect was. Who would like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a small doubt here.
Please.
Prabhuji, it says that Mayadavana, it was like a god among the demons, like he was so powerful. And Bhadra Prabhuji mentioned that he was in Kandavana and he took the shelter to Arjuna. So the story which we are reading, Prabhuji, in which yuga did it take place? Is there any information like it was in Dwapara Yuga, in the same yuga, or it was before that? Any information on that, Prabhuji?
Right now, what we are seeing is Narad Muni has mentioned long, long ago. So,
No,
and again, these cycle, these are Nitya Leelas. These are, it's like a circular motion. Which yuga comes first, which yuga come next. So, I think Nandini Mataji brought this point in another purport we were reading. So Satyug, Dwapar, Yug, Treta, and Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali. But again, the cycle begins. Again, the cycle begins and the cycle continues. In that Brahmaji is there, they're like almost 71 times 14, almost 1,000 cycles are there in one day of Brahma. So does that make sense? Because it's a cyclical process. Does that help or confuse you?
No, because like Bhadra Prabhuji mentioned, I guess in Dwapara Yuga he was not such powerful because he was hiding in the Kandavana. So I was thinking whether it took place in a previous Yuga where he was powerful.
So Mataji, Prabhu, if I may speak, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So this Maya, it says during that time, Maya Danava had he had some problem. That's why he was stuck in the Kandavana. It has something to do with Khandavana had to be burned because Agni was having everybody was pouring down the throat Agni's ghee. So Agni had a throat, and that's why this Leela happens. But other than that, when we read the 5th canto, we read that Maya Danava controls one of the lower planetary systems. He controls the planet below Sutala. So he is there as far as the planetary systems are there. So it says below Sutala. Let me read it. Beneath the planet known as Sutala, in another planet called Talatala, which is ruled by a Danava demon named Maya. And Maya is, at that time also it says, Maya is known as the Acharya of all the Mayavis, who can invoke the powers of sorcery. And also you have to remember that it's not just like it's Maya Danava, it can be a position too. Like Indra is a position. At one time there's one Indra, and the next time it can be different Indra. So this Maya Danava is ruling an entire planetary system. He appeared he was stuck in the Khandava forest when it was divided. Arjuna, Pandavas came from Khanda Laksha incident. Then they said, okay, now let's divide the kingdom into two. Yudhishthira will get half. And they gave this forest, this like a swamp to Yudhishthira. But then with the help of Kṛṣṇa, they immediately burned the forest, and Mayadanava helped them build this Indraprastha. And then they immediately did the yagya. And in that yagya, this Rajasuya yagya is taking place when Shishupal comes. And, Shishupal is killed. And then Narad Muni is telling the story to Maharaj Yudhishthir. So a long while ago can mean any time. It can mean like yesterday of Brahma. It can mean the same day of Brahma. It can mean any time. Just same way we hear a lot of stories. Ajamila pastime, it just says long, long ago. It doesn't say Satyayuga, Kali Yuga, which day of Brahma, which cycle of Manvantara, which Manvantara, which Yuga cycle, doesn't say anything. I hope that helps, Mataji. Sorry if I spoke too much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. That was so helpful because you gave a point that Maya Danava may be also a position. So maybe different persons like that. But still it makes more sense, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Nandini Mataji, for nicely mentioning that point. Any other comment before we move to next verse? Okay, who has not read so far this week? Did everyone get a chance to read? Please raise your hands. It's the time. Okay. Bhadra Prabhuji, would you like to read next verse, 660?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandvat. Text 60. Siddhamritarasa sprisha vajrasara maha bhaujasaha uttasthur meg dalana vaidyuta eva vanayaha. Translation, there is translation only by Srila Prabhupada. When the dead bodies of the demons came in touch with the nectar, their bodies became invincible to thunderbolts. Endowed with great strength, they got up like lightning, penetrating clouds. So it's a straightforward verse. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing that they were like fiery lightning piercing clouds. Just as lightning derides the beauty of clouds, the warriors derided the beauty of the dark aeroplanes. It's straightforward that this Maya Danava had this Mrityu Sanjeevani, which is the dead body makes alive. Just like in the case of Bali Maharaj. Sukracharya also had that. When Bali Maharaj was defeated and all the demons, then Sukracharya made him make him live again. So similarly here, the Mrityu Sanjeevani which Mayadana had, and he put all these demons in that liquor of that Mrityu Sanjeevani, merged, and then they came out live, and their bodies were like touched with the nectar, so their bodies became invincible to thunderbolts. And we will see further the fight between the Lord Shiva and these demons again. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
As Ramsivilas was mentioning, now we can see that picture for those who are reading with books, which is the recommended way. We have discussed that many times. So we must use the physical books there's a very nice well or like a pond, and this is the celestial airplane, which is like a traveling mansion. Again, this is not something we are hearing first time. We also heard Kardamuni, Ravana. So many people had those. So their architecture, their mystic powers, they could easily get whatever they wanted. But this picture is very clear, and all glories to the wonderful devotees who made these wonderful paintings. That how first they were dead, but by entering into that trance and that Mrit-Sanjeevani liquid, they are back very, very full of strength and energy. So basically they were not dying because of this special benediction which this Mayadanav had, or the special liquid pond he had in his plane, in his palace. So let's see what happens. The fight still continues. Who would like to read the next verse, text 61?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Text 61. Biloka Bhagavan Sankalpang Vivanashkam Prashadhajam Taddayam Bhagavan Vishnus Tatra Payam Akalpayat. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Joy Srila Prabhupada. Seeing Lord Shiva very much aggrieved and disappointed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, considered how to stop the nuisance created by Maya Danava. Back to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
A very nice theme here, or very nice. The Lord is known as Bhakta Vatsala, and he cannot see his devotee in distress or disappointed. So the Lord always is making plan to help out his devotees. And the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu or Lord Kṛṣṇa, seeing that my child, Lord Shiva, is disturbed because of he's trying to kill, but Mayadana has this special liquid and they are getting back to life again. So Lord Vishnu, is thinking about, as a father, as a parent, a mother is always thinking about the welfare of the child. The Supreme Lord is always thinking about the welfare of his devotees. All we need to have is faith that Kṛṣṇa is always with me. Kṛṣṇa is my true master, my true father, my true mother, my true husband, wife, father, son, brother, any relation. Put that all together, multiply that with millions and millions of times, still that love surpasses the love which Kṛṣṇa has for his devotees. All we need to have is to have that faith. Choose to live with faith over fear, as Charu Prabhu mentioned just a few days back. So, because the Lord is thinking more about his devotees, what can we think? The Lord has better plans for all of us. All we need to have is to develop that faith. So let's see what plan Lord had in mind and how he did what he did. Let's read the next verse. Who would like to read, please? Anyone who's not read? If not read today, you can read it, because I think everyone has read at least once, so we can go to the next round.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read.
Yes, please.
Dandavat pranam to everyone. Text 62. Vasya chakshrita tada brahma swayam vishnurayam higau pravishya tripuram kale rasa krupa mrutam papau. Translation. Then Lord Brahma became a calf and Lord Vishnu a cow, and at noon they entered the residence and drank all the nectar in the well. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
The Lord is willing to become a cow to protect his devotee. Isn't that sweet? The Lord is ready to become a chariot driver for his devotee. The Lord is ready to become a servant for his devotee. The Lord is ready to become, a malishwala for his devotee. There are so many pastimes. The Lord takes multiple roles. The Lord is ready to become a postman. The Lord is ready to become a clerk. So many pastimes are there, but this is so sweet. The Lord has become a cow, ultimately to protect his devotees. He became half lion, half man. He became a boar, Varadev, Nrsingadev, Kurmadev, tortoise. Why can't he become? He can do anything for his devotees. He loves his devotees more than his own life. His devotee loves him more than his own life. So he can go to any extent. So Lord Brahma became the calf and Lord Vishnu became the cow, and they drank all the nectar, because the nectar was the root cause of they becoming back to life again. So I'll stop at this suspense so we can meditate upon Lord being as the cow, and we'll see tomorrow what happens. Any comments or questions before we stop today? Okay, let's meditate upon Lord Vishnu's form as a cow along with his devotee Brahma to protect his other devotees, Lord Shiva, etc. And we will continue tomorrow. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री नरसिंह भगवान की जय, श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.